Welcome to the National Archives and Records Administration in Washington, D.C. This building is home to the original Declaration of Independence, U.S. Constitution, and Bill of Rights, collectively known as the Charters of Freedom. Constructed of granite and limestone, the National Archives building is located halfway between the Capitol and the White House and was completed in 1935. Architect John Russell Pope designed the building in the neoclassical style. Each of the 72 Corinthian columns surrounding the building is 53 feet tall and weighs 95 tons. 39 steps, the same number of men who signed the U.S. Constitution, lead to bronze doors. At the time of installation, they were said to be the largest in the world. Beyond the Charters of Freedom, there are hundreds of millions more records stored in the stacks inside. Combined with others held in more than 40 additional National Archives facilities around the nation, the Archives is responsible for billions of federal records. The agency preserves and provides access to them on behalf of the American people. Facing the National Mall, the recorder of the Archives pediment, with 12-foot eagles at each end, represents the archival process, depicting symbolic references to parchment, paper, inspiration, and guardianship of the records. The ties that bind the lives of our people in one indissoluble union are perpetuated in the archives of our government, and to their custody this building is dedicated. 11-inch thick bronze doors guard the Constitution Avenue entrance. Each weighs 6.5 tons and is more than 38 feet high and 10 feet wide. Welcoming more than 1 million visitors a year, the Rotunda showcases the Charters of Freedom. The Declaration of Independence, written on parchment and displayed in its own special case, announced the separation of the 13 colonies from Great Britain and the establishment of the United States of America in 1776. The United States Constitution codified the spirit of the American Revolution into a government in 1787. It contains 7 articles that outline the powers of each branch of government. In 1789, the First Congress of the United States proposed 12 amendments to the Constitution in the form of the Bill of Rights. 10 were ratified, creating the first amendments to the new Constitution. The murals on the walls, painted by artist Barry Faulkner, are each 14 feet tall and 35 feet long. One mural shows Thomas Jefferson, the main author of the Declaration of Independence, presenting the document to John Hancock, President of the Continental Congress, in 1776. The other shows James Madison, chief architect of the Constitution, presenting the document to George Washington, President of the Constitutional Convention, in 1787. The sculptures, medallions, and inscriptions around the National Archives building reflect the agency's duty to preserve the records of the American people. 4 statues were each carved from a single block of limestone. Guardianship conveys the need to protect the historical record for future generations, with his helmet, sword, and lion skin. Heritage holds a child, wheat, and an urn, symbols of growth and hopefulness for the future and past generations. "13 medallions around the building represent the nation, the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the 10 executive departments that existed at the time the building was constructed: agriculture, justice, labor, post office, commerce, interior, war, state, treasury, and navy." In the past, an aged figure with a scroll and closed book imparting the knowledge of past generations stares down the corridors of time. In the future, a young woman lifts her eyes from the pages of an open book and gazes into the future. Inscribed is a line inspired by Shakespeare's play The Tempest. What is past is prologue. The National Archives building receives thousands of researchers each year who come to explore the past of the nation as well as their own family history. Facing Pennsylvania Avenue, an enthroned Zeus-like figure is surrounded by others representing the arts of war, the arts of peace, the romance of history, and the song of achievement. These suggest that progress is determined by knowledge of the past, gained through the study of documents held in the National Archives. This building holds in trust the records of our national life and symbolizes our faith in the permanency of our national institutions. To learn more, visit the National Archives website at www.archives.gov.